before they do that, we have a couple of words here by this young man right here. A couple of words. A couple of words.
I'll keep it brief. My name is Marwan Cameron. I'm the founder of the League of Black Male Voters, the Conduit, which is live broadcasting now, and Gather Together, Grow Together. I have a dream. I'm not going to do that. Today, January 18th, we pause to honor the life of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Not the version we have grown comfortable with, not the version reduced to a single line or a child or children's poster, but the full man, the full weight of his words, the full burden of his conscience. Because Dr. King did not only dream, he questioned, he wrestled, and he warned. There came a moment in his life when he asked himself, openly and painfully, what have I done? Have I led my people into a burning house? Some paraphrase it as an abandoned building, but the meaning is the same. He was asking whether progress without foundation could actually become harm. That is not the voice of despair, that is the voice of responsibility. Dr. King understood that access without security is fragile, that inclusion without repair is incomplete, that opening doors does not matter if the floor beneath you is unstable. And he said something else that history often skips over. He acknowledged that many of the early gains of the movement did not cost the nation much. Integrating lunch counters did not disrupt the economy, it bolstered it. Opening public accommodations did not require deep sacrifice. Even securing the vote, while monumental, did not immediately touch the nation's wealth. But then came the harder work, the work that required investment, the work that required resources, the work that required honesty. Dr. King explained that poverty, slums, and inequality cannot be resolved without costing the nation something real. And that was where resistance hardened. He did not say this in anger, he said it in clarity. He reminded us that at the very same time, Black people were denied land, denied opportunity, denied economic floor, this country was actively providing land, education, training, low-interest loans to others, not quietly, not accidentally, but intentionally. And then came the line that history has tried to bury under comfort. When we come to Washington, we are coming to get our check. That was not a threat. That was not bitterness. That was an accounting. Dr. King was speaking about moral balance, about promises made and obligations unmet, about the difference between charity and repair. He was teaching that dignity requires substance, that justice must eventually be measured, that progress must show up in lived conditions, not just language. And yet later in his life, Dr. King admitted something deeply human. He said that the dream he spoke had at times turned into a nightmare, not because the dream was wrong, but because it had misunderstood. It was simplified and it was sanitized. He realized that optimism without realism could mislead, that hope without structure could exhaust people, that the movement focused only on surface change could leave deeper wounds untouched. This is why he said we are entering a new phase, moving from a struggle for decency into a struggle for genuine equality. Decency asks people to stop being cruel. Equality asks systems to change, and systems resist that. Dr. King observed that many people were outraged by visible brutality, but were not committed to ensuring equal outcomes, equal security, or equal opportunity. Sympathy is easier than commitment. Applause is easier than repair. This is not a political observation, it is a human one. And as the weight of these realizations pressed on him, Dr. King admitted fatigue. He said he was tired of marching for what should have been at his birth, tired of living under the constant threat, tired but not finished. That is important because fatigue did not turn him away from the truth, it sharpened it. He never abandoned nonviolence, but he was clear that it was a method, not denial, a discipline, not submission, a strategy shaped by circumstance, not a lack of urgency. Above all, Dr. King was never interested in comfort. He was interested in conscience. He said plainly that he was not a consensus leader, that he did not decide right and wrong based on approval, popularity, or funding. He measured truth by principle. That is why his words still unsettle. That is why they still matter. That is why they still feel unfinished. So today, honoring Dr. King means more than repeating a quote. It means allowing his full voice to speak, the hopeful parts and the hard parts, the dream and the warning, the vision and the cost. It means asking ourselves the same question he asked. Are we satisfied with access alone, or are we committed to stability? Are we celebrating progress, or are we ensuring foundation? Are we remembering him as he was, or reshaping him to be easier to accept? Dr. King believed deeply in human dignity, in moral accountability, in the idea that a society must eventually reckon with what it owes to those who built it. That belief was not political, it was ethical, it was spiritual, it was human. And that is the legacy we honor today, not a slogan, not a shortcut, but a standard. May we remember him fully, may we listen honestly, and may we continue to work with the same courage, clarity, and conscience that defined his life. Thank you.